What's up, YouTube? It's Ethan here. Nerdy family. No Haley today. Just me. Gonna do something here for you guys. And really what it is it's just gonna be because I keep getting asked this question. Me as a father, um, a lot of my family or my wife's family, some of my family, and friends, a lot of close friends, keep asking, what are those videos that you are making, and well, what are those toys that you guys are collecting, and why are you guys collecting those toys? And then one of the questions that my wife and some of my friends that keep asked me was, have you always been this nerdy, and why so nerdy all of a sudden? So I'm gonna try to address some of these questions, and I just want to throw it out there to a couple other people, uh, vloggers, to see maybe what you guys or how you guys got started, and I'm just gonna start and see how this goes. So basically I'm gonna start off with, I'm gonna answer these questions that they've asked me, and I'm gonna see maybe if you guys have been asked these questions too. And the people that I'm gonna send this out to is Everyday Geek. I'm gonna send this out to you, and to be more specific, Dave, the father. If you guys haven't checked out Everyday Geek's videos, I'll leave the link to his page below. Check him out. Him and his daughters, they make some great videos. Love your videos, guys. Me and Haley both love your videos. Another one that I want to send this to, and I don't know if you'll actually respond to it, but it's the Grumpy Nerd. We watch your videos too. I'm very grumpy. We like your videos, no matter how grumpy you may or may not be. We like them. So maybe you can answer some of these as well. So I'm gonna start off with the question that I got asked today by a good friend, and it's what are those toys that you collect? Well, we collect Funkos. Funko Pops, to be more specific, and we just like them. Those vinyl toys. I mean, we kind of got hooked. I kind of got hooked by accident. We got done watching Guardians of the Galaxy one night, and at the end of the movie, if you guys recall, they have the scene with the dancing Groot, and I was looking at it going, man, one of those would be cool to put on the dashboard of my truck. I wonder if they have those. So I looked it up, and there it was. And just so happens that right below the dancing Groot, on the page I was looking at, there's a giant 6-inch glow-in-the-dark Thanos. And I grew up reading comic books like a lot of you guys. Thanos was always one of the coolest characters. Not so much a cool character, but just a bad, menacing character to me that I always liked. He was one of the only villains I liked from Marvel. And I saw it and I was just like, man, I gotta get that. So I ended up ordering the Thanos. I didn't even order the Groot. And it came in the mail and I got it, and I just looked at it and I went, man, I gotta know what these Funkos things are. So I just started looking them up, and it grew from there. And Haley loved it. She got hooked as soon as she found out there were Frozen Funkos and more Disney Funkos, and as soon as that happened, she was hooked. So now it's me and her. We're both hooked, and it just kind of grew from there. Now, why? The question is, why are you collecting them? I don't know. I don't know if I'm collecting them because I want to see if they're going to be worth money one day. I don't know if they actually will. I grew up collecting things. I collected baseball cards. I collected football cards, basketball cards, sports memorabilia. I collected, what else did I collect? I collected Pogs. I don't know if you guys know Pogs. Pogs are the shit. Still got mine. But I also collected a bunch of stuff, comic books, you name it. And I thought it was good. Growing up, I got to know the value of money. I got to know what it was like to be able to spend some of your own money. You work hard, you get chores, you get to get paid, and then you get to spend it, and you get to know, well, the value of money. So that's why I like collecting it. That's why I like collecting Funkos with her, is because she likes them. And it gets her to know the value of money, because now I'm telling her, well, you can't buy that unless you have money to buy it. And here's your money, can you afford it? And then it makes her think, does she really want this? And some of the times she doesn't really want it. And some of the times I'm nice, I just buy it for her anyway, but lately she hasn't been wanting to spend her own money on things, but so that's how that goes. And the other question, have I always been this nerdy? Yeah, I've always been this nerdy. I might not have always showed it, but I'm one of those nerds that always been a nerd, but I've always been into everything as well. Always been into sports, always been into cars. Love cars. Cars are one of my hugest passions. Cars, trucks, everything. Off-roading, fast cars, drag racing, street racing, love it. But always, since I was little, been into comics, been into nerdy things, like collecting stuff. And I think some of it is just because when I was little, I struggled reading, had a reading disability. I still have a reading disability to this day. Can't read out loud very well. And I think the reason why I like it is because, and the reason why I'm so nerdy is because my parents tried to get me into reading things that I might enjoy, and I didn't enjoy reading books, so I enjoyed reading comics, and they got me more and more and more and more comics. And I'm growing up in the 90s. Marvel and DC and all the other comic book companies were just trying to pump out comics, and it was great for me because I got to read a lot of comics and read and follow a lot of these characters that now they're making all these movies for. And they're making all these movies, and it's bringing back all these great memories of the comics that I read when I was little. So it's bringing back out the nerd in me, and it's great because Haley loves it too. She's loving these movies, and I'm loving that she loves it. It's a great connection, I think, for me and her, and it's just growing our bond. And I just can't imagine how much closer we could be without this. What would we be bonding on? I mean, kids these days, unfortunately, are in the cell phone age, are in the iPad age, iPod age, computers, Xbox, PlayStation, stuff like that. They're not into going out anymore. They're into these games, Clash of Clans, whatever you want to call it, Game of War, or Game of whatever, on the phone. I'm not into those. So, like, really, if we didn't have this nerdiness to bond with, I don't know how close we would be. I mean, I'm sure we would have found something else to bond with. Going to the beach, going to the pool, swimming, dogs, activities, doing all these things she does, gymnastics. We would have bonded. I'm not saying we wouldn't have bonded, but this is what we bonded with, and this is what has made us closer. And I see it. We go out, we'll be walking through the mall. We're not even going on a hunt, and she'll look at Hot Topics and go, "Daddy, can we go into Hot Topics?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And just an awesome feeling. So for the last question that I was asked is, why so nerdy all of a sudden? It's not so much all of a sudden. It's always been there. Always been nerdy. Nerdy in different things. Nerdy in sports. Nerdy in the hobbies that I like. Nerdy in everything. But I mean, you can be nerdy in anything you want. Just now I'm nerdy more in the comic book side. And I think the reason why I'm more nerdy now is, I mean, I grew up, like I said earlier, in the 90s when they had out all these Batman movies. And, I'm growing up as a kid, these Batman movies were good. I get older now and I know that they're not. But, we had those 3 great runs of the Dark Knights. That started the nerdiness. Then we had the Iron Man. Or, well, Iron Man, 1, 2, 3, you name it. Great movies. We had Captain America, 1 and 2, great movies. Thor, great movies, 1 and 2. Now we had the Avengers, 1 and 2, great movies. And, they're just coming more and more and more now, and it's just bringing back, being a kid, reading these comics, and it's just making me more nerdy, I guess you want to say. It's just bringing me back to being a kid, and it's bringing me back to just connecting. And the fact that me and my daughter are connecting over this is a special thing to me, and it makes me feel happy that we're connecting on something like this. So I hope I answered all the questions. I'm pretty sure I did. I know their questions aren't really coming from YouTube or anything like that. They're just questions coming out from, family members and friends. And I just wanted to know, any of you guys out there get questions like that from close family and friends? Let me know. Like always, please comment below. Be nice. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to us. Nerdy Family. Thumbs up the videos. See you guys. Aloha.